channel. In my last video, we have already studied what is a set, why do we need it, and how to represent the sets. So in my last video, we have understood that sets can be written within the curly brackets and it is denoted by the capital letters, okay, while the elements inside the sets are denoted by the small letters. But how to write the sets? So in this video we are going to study methods of writing the sets. Okay, so let us understand that there are two methods to write a set. The first one is the listing method or the roster method. So what do we do in this method? While from the name suggests, listing method, it is a set which lists down your elements. Okay, so it is written within the curly brackets and each elements are separated by the commas. Now let us consider this format. This is a set starting from the curly bracket ending on the curly bracket, while the elements, this is the elements here which are separated by the commas. Let us look at an example. Consider you have to make a set of the first 5 natural numbers. As you know that the first 5 natural numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. But how do we write this in a set using a listing method? So it is very simple. You have to denote a set. I have denoted a set by the capital letter A starting with the curly brackets, and I have written the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and ended with the curly brackets. Okay, it is very simple. You just have to write down the elements separated by the commas. Okay, and you have to write within the curly bracket. That is why it is known as the listing method, or the other name is the roster method. Let us look at the other example. Consider you have to make a set of the word apple. Now as you know that the word apple has 5 letters A, P, P, L, E. While writing the sets, you again have to consider the name of the set. I have considered as B and I have written the elements. But as you know, while writing the elements inside the set, you always have to write it in smaller letters. Okay, one more thing. Now as you know that the word apple has 2 P, but I have written only 1 P. Why is that? Because in sets the elements should not be repeated. Okay, so this is the main principle, that same elements should not be repeated in the same sets. Okay, so I hope you understood the listing method, which is very simple. Now let us have a look to the another method, which is known as the rule method or the set builder form. Now what is that? In this method we write the general elements using the variable followed by the vertical line or colon and write the property of the variable. Okay, so basically here also our set starts with the curly bracket and ends with the curly bracket, but we have to consider a variable followed by the vertical line or the colon and write the property of that variable. Let us see the format of the set. Here is the format. So basically it will start from the curly bracket, end with the curly bracket. I have taken a variable as x, mostly it is taken as x, y, z, but you can also consider any other variable. I have drawn a vertical line, or you can also write colon followed by the property of the variable. Okay, here you have to write the property of this variable which will define this set. Now let us look to the examples. Consider you have to make a set of this, that is A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is written using the listing method. Now as you know, the elements inside this are nothing but the natural numbers. So I have to write this same set using the rule method, or you can say set builder form. How you can write it? So you have to take a variable x, there is a vertical line over here, then space, then again I have now written the property of this variable, which is x belongs to n. N stands for natural numbers. Okay, so I have written x belongs to n, comma, x is less than 6. Now this limit is very important because natural numbers has infinite numbers, but in this set we have only 5 numbers, so I can write x is less than 6, or you can write x is less than equal to 5. Okay, so in this way I have taken a variable x. This is the vertical line and this is the property of this variable where x belongs to natural number because all the numbers are natural numbers and it is less than 6. Okay, now let us look to the another example. Consider you have a B set having an elements A, E, I, O, U. Now as you know that A, E, I, O, U is nothing but the vowels of the English alphabets. So how do we write it using rule method or the set builder form? Again you have to take the variable x followed by the vertical line, then you have to write the property of this variable, that is x is a vowel of the English alphabet. Okay, now how to read this kinds of set? So consider this set, I am reading this set, you have to focus on this. Okay, so how you can write or read this? Set A having a variable x such that x belongs to n and x is less than 6. This vertical line is read as such that, so we read the entire statement as A is a set of variable x such that x belongs to natural numbers and x is less than 6. Okay, like this you can read this statement. Now we are done with the two methods, but let us do some exercise based on the rule method and the listing method. Okay, so the first question here is write sets of even natural numbers less than 15. So here we have to consider numbers or even natural numbers less than 15. Now as you know that even natural numbers are nothing but 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 like that, but you have to take it less than 15. We are going to write down this set in two methods. First is the listing method and second one is the set builder form. Okay, so the first one is the listing method. So here I have considered this set as A and I have written the elements or the even natural numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 and 14, which is less than 15. I am going to write the same set using set builder form or rule method, which is nothing but set A having a variable x such that x is a even natural number less than 15. Okay, so you can write it in a very simple words. Okay, now let us look to the second question. The first question was very simple. Let us look at the second question. Write using the rule method b is equal to 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48. Now if you look carefully at the numbers, these are nothing but the multiples of 6. Okay, this is 2 times 6, this is 3 times 6, this is 4 times 6. So basically this is the multiples of 6. So how do we write it? Using rule method. That's a very simple one. You can write it, consider the same representation as the name, which is represented by letter B, okay, is equal to curly bracket x such that x is a multiple of 6. Now you know there are infinite multiples of 6. Okay, you can go till 100, you can go till 200, but here you know that it is nothing but 48. The last one is 48. So you can write it here that x is a multiple of 6 but less than 50. Okay, so you will get the limitations that x is a multiple of 6 but it is less than 50. So when you solve this, you will get the same elements. Okay, now let us move on to the next question, which is saying that write using listing method the name of the continents of the world. Okay, you have to write down the names of the continents in a set using listing method. So how do we write it? This is very simple one. This is nothing but C. I have taken as representation as C, curly bracket, Asia, Africa, Europe, Australia, Antarctica, South America and North America. So basically these are the continents of the world which are written in the sets using the listing method. Okay, that was very simple one. Now we look out for the next question, which is saying that write using rule method. Now here the sets is represented by the capital letter X is equal to A, E, T. This is having an elements. Okay, A, E, T. Now we have to write this using rule method. Okay, so now again we have to consider and variable. So let us see how you can write it. I have written the same representation, that is X is equal to curly bracket. I have taken a variable Y here. Okay, as I have told you, you can take any other variable other than X. So I have taken variable Y. This is a vertical line which is read as such that Y is a letter of the word eat. Okay, now this letters are also of the word T, T-E-A, or you can write it from the word A-T-E, ate. Okay, but I have written the simple one which is eat. So here you can say that X is a set of the variable Y such that Y is a letter of the word eat. Okay, that's a simple one we have written using the rule method. Okay, so basically in rule method you have to consider a variable and write the property of that variable. Let us move on to the next question, the last one. We have to write a set of the negative integers in roster form. Roster form is nothing but the listing method. Okay, so we have to consider the negative integers. Now you know that integers consider both positive, negative and zeros, but we have to consider a negative integers. So how you can write this? That's a very simple one. You can just consider I have denoted by the capital letter I is equal to curly bracket -1, -2, -3, -4. Now I have nothing written after 4. Why? Because here no limitations has been given. Okay, that means there should be infinite integers, infinite negative integers. So that's why I have written only few negative integers, and after that I have just dot 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 and it goes on and draw the curly brackets. This dots basically says that it goes on. Okay, so basically this set consists of -1, -2, -3, -4 until infinite it goes on. Okay, because we have been not given with the limits where to stop it. Okay, so I will just write -1, -2, -3, -4 and goes on, and again the curly brackets. Okay, so I am done with this method. These were the two methods that you can use it to write any sets. Okay, I hope you understood this, and also if you haven't watched my first video based on these sets, you should watch it, understand it, and then you watch this video. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do subscribe it and share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching this video.